Hey everyone, today I'm going to be telling you how to get better efficiency out of an FSC. And by efficiency, I mean, you can get more shots off of your 8 gram because obviously each mag only takes an 8 gram. That is not a huge amount of gas. And if you're not getting that many shots off it, that means that you're having to change it out more often. And that's not good, right? Like you're just going to be going through tons and tons of 8 grams. The easiest way to do it, the best way to get more shots off an 8 gram is just turn your velocity down. If the velocity is lower, then you need less gas per shot and you'll get more shots before you have to change it. But that's obviously not ideal for most people. Like most people don't want to just turn their velocity down. Although I will say that if you're using it mostly as a sidearm, if it's not like your primary and you're just kind of pulling it every once in a while, you probably don't need to go max velocity. Like for example, most of the places I play, the speed is 280 feet per second, but I have mine set to about 260 because like it's a sidearm. Most of the time that I'm using it, I'm shooting at somebody who's in the like 10 to 20 meters range, which is like 260 is more than good enough for that. So I personally don't put my velocity up as high as I could get away with just because I feel like I don't need it. And also if I am, shooting someone point blank with it, it's just a little bit gentler to be 260 versus 280. But a lot of people, you don't want to go that route. You don't want to turn your velocity down. You don't want to sacrifice range for more shots. So there is one more way that you can do that, and that would be not using the stock barrel, which might sound weird, but the stock barrel is both very, very short and also really overboard. Like it's got a really, really big bore size. So what that means is that because it's so overboard, there's a lot of gas that just goes around the paintball every time you shoot, and therefore it's not really doing much. And because it's such a short barrel, it actually takes a lot of gas to get that paintball up to your desired speed. So for example, if you have cronied to 280 with the stock barrel and then you put a longer barrel in it, you're going to find that you're actually going to get even more velocity. Or if you put a barrel in that's more of a close bore match to the paint you're using. So for example, with mine personally, when I was using the stock barrel, I was getting, I had cronied it to 260, and then I put the Nemesis barrel in there and suddenly it's shooting 280, even with the exact same paintballs, just because there's a lot less gas that's escaping around the paintball and it's just like a wee bit longer. So that is basically something you can do. You essentially can go for either a longer barrel, or you can go for a barrel with a better bore match, or you can do both. You could go longer and tighter bore match. There are a few options out there for you. There are like the FSC insert barrels, there's the Nemesis barrels, there's other barrels out there, and we're going to show you a comparison, a side-by-side of just the difference in bore size from all these barrels, like from stock to Nemesis to an insert barrel. And using these are definitely going to increase your efficiency. One quick thing I do want to mention, if you do decide to go the Nemesis barrel route, do not install 2 detents. Just put 1 detent in there. If you have both of them in there, you may find that as soon as you pull the trigger, your bolt actually gets stuck in the barrel and then it vents out the entire 8 gram, which is not good. So just put 1 detent and then you don't have to worry about that. If you get a different barrel and if you're not cronying too high, you should at least be able to run a magazine through twice before you have to change that 8 gram out. You may actually get more than that. Like me personally, I get maybe 16-ish good shots off of an 8 gram before I have to actually change it, which means I can run a mag through twice, a 6-round mag, I can run it through twice, and then I still have a little bit left over if I, for some reason, wanted to run it through a 3rd time. It's gonna, about halfway through the mag is when the balls start to just go like bleh. The other reason you might want to do this is if you're using extended mags, because if you're using extended mags, that's a 16-round mag on an 8 gram. And if you're not getting a full 16 rounds, well, that kind of sucks, right? That means that you're not even getting the full mag. So try that. Either turn your velocity down a little bit just to see if you can get that full 16 rounds, or switch your barrel out. You might like it. Yeah, nothing revolutionary, nothing crazy. If you don't want to deal with the 8 grams or anything like that, you can always just get a remote line adapter or an ASA on the back and run an air tank. But if you do like using the 8 grams like I do, just because I like keeping it small and compact and I don't like being tethered to it with a remote line or anything, and you want to get better efficiency, try a different barrel, try messing with your velocity a little bit. You should be able to figure it out. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing revolutionary, like I said, just, you know, little tips in order to get a little bit more gas, or a little bit more shooting rather, out of your 8 grams before you got to change them out. Because, you know, 8 grams cost money. We're not all made of money. We want to get the best efficiency we can get. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys have any other suggestions for things you'd like to see, any more tips or tricks, or you got questions about the FSC or anything else, let us know in the comments, and thanks for watching.